You have got to find a way. You have got to find a way. Welcome to Notorious University. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I very much appreciate that. I'll make sure that this is worth your time. Now, what I have for you today is that in life, in work, in money, in relationships, in everything that it is we do, and in even everything we don't do, you have to find a way. Your mental health is getting rough, you gotta find a way. Your job is rough, you gotta find a way. Your friends, family, loved ones, money, the money tight, you gotta find a way. In everything, we have to find a way. And I hope that I can help you to find that way. I cannot tell you exactly what it is you should do. I cannot tell you exactly what it is that I would do if I was in your shoes, because I'm not in your shoes. I'm in my shoes. All I can tell you, though, is that you must find a way. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to find your way, because my way might not work for you, because my situation, my life, my history, my location, my resources are different from your life, your shoes, your resources. Sorry about that. I get a little tongue twisted sometimes, but I get real passionate. Now, let's get into it. Right. First, we're gonna begin, and this is in no order of importance. It's just how I wrote it down. The mental health side. Now, everything stems from the mental health. Everything kind of stems from it. Like, and not necessarily just a condition, but also the attitude you have about it. For example, a lot of times when people are really depressed, they end up living a depressed lifestyle. Like, they have no energy to get out of bed, so they don't clean their room, they don't clean their bed, they don't clean themselves. Which then kind of leads to like a spiral of the room gets dirtier, they get dirtier, their life gets dirtier, and it just like gets worse and worse. And at a certain point, they kind of see like, well, what's the point? Like, what's the point in me washing? What's the point in me cleaning my room? What's the point in me doing this and doing that if it's only going to get worse? And that's where like the mindset, that's when like the mental health, the mindset, the outlook on life can get a little rough, because if you don't see the purpose, if you don't see the reason, then why would you do it? Like, if I don't have any reason, if I don't see any reason to go to work, I'm not going to go to work. I'm not saying that's what I do. I'm just saying, yeah, that was the school bell. But if I don't see any purpose, I don't see any reason as to why I should go into work and why I should go, put in my 8, 9, 10, 12 hours, I'm just not going to do it. Like, I'm going to just be like, all right, you know what? If I get evicted, I get evicted. It is what it is. Now, in situations like that, you got to find a way. Like, you got to find a way. Like, I've had times in my life where I was, like, very down, like, very depressed. We're talking heartbreaks, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I got all these plans, these dreams, but I don't know how I'm going to pull it off. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, life gets tough. But throughout all of it, I realized, I got to find some kind of way. I have to find some way, because if I don't, that dream, that hope, that ambition will just become just that. A dream, a hope, a could've, a should've, a I would've, as opposed to what I did do and what I didn't do. So, a tip that I can give you for situations like that, like, let's say you're dealing with something like depression, right? You can try and find a way, get like a buddy system, right? Like a friend or a family member or someone you can call and tell them like, yo, man, I need you to pull me up out of my bed. Or like if you got family living with you, have them, literally pull you out of bed. Like, because now you pulled out of bed, you on the floor. You can't lay back down in the bed even if you wanted to. So now you have to stand up. And now when you stand up, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna try to brush my teeth. So now you brush your teeth. You take a bath. And do little steps. Like, let's say you only brush half your mouth. Because some people get that depressed. Like, they just brush half their mouth. You know, you might do one half today, the other half tomorrow. You put something in. You tried. You put the effort in. And through putting that effort in, you know, you build up. You go from, all right, you know, I'm going to run for a block today. Okay, I'm going to run 2 blocks. Okay, you built that up over time. You're running miles. You're running kilometers. You're running marathons. You're running sprints. I'm not saying that, you know, that's specifically what you're trying to do. But I'm using that as a metaphor of you took it from day 1 to, okay, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And over time, you build up the positive habits that lead to, you know, you building a more positive outlook on your depression. And through that more positive outlook, you can begin to work towards, okay, you know, things are rough, things are really tough, but I have found a way. I have found a method. I have found something that I can do that will help me to advance to the next step. That will help me to become, you know, a more energized, more positive person through the mental health. And then from the mental health, everything else I have written down stems from that. Because once you got control of the mind, you can control everything else around you. The physical. Have to find a way with the physical. So let's say, you know, you live an average American lifestyle. You know, you get your burgers, you get your McDonald's, your Hot Pockets, your Pop-Tarts, your bacon, your eggs. Like, you're not eating anything super bad for you, but we gotta be honest here, like 99% of the food in America is bad for you. But that's a whole different topic for another day. When it comes to the physical, let's say, you know, you want to get a six-pack. You want to, you know, get some more muscle. Or you might want to lose a little weight. Or you might be really underweight and you want to gain some weight. Whether it's because you're like, I look better at this higher weight. Or it's because you medically need to gain weight. Like, you are so underweight that it is a medical concern. Or on the other side, you're so overweight, it's a medical concern. Or you just decide, you know, I want to lose some weight. Like, I want to be a little slimmer. I want to have a little more muscle. I want to, you know, have less face fat, whatever your thing is. Having to find a way with that is, you got to just show up. Like, you got to find something that can get you to show up to that gym, to that treadmill, to hit them push-ups, to do that run, to stay on that diet, to improve your eating habits, your sleeping habits. Because, you know, sleep does play a big role too. Like, if you don't get enough sleep, your body doesn't work as well. Your brain doesn't work as well, your skin, your eyes. You can tell when somebody doesn't get enough sleep. I can assure you, you can tell when someone doesn't sleep enough. Now, a few ways that you can help to find your way would be a workout buddy. Like, right? If my friends say, hey man, today we going to the gym, we doing legs. Like, we working legs. It's like, I don't want to let my bro down. I don't want to, you know, disappoint them. So now you put a little more pressure on yourself. Like, all right, I got to do this for me. And I'm doing this so that, you know, my friend, he stay consistent too. Because he see, oh, Lawrence, you know, he really putting in that work. So let me do that too. Like, Lawrence really going. He really keep going. We said we were going to do 5 reps. He did 7. Let me do 8. Like, let me one up him. Or, another thing that could work for you is having, like, an app that reminds you. Or reward yourself in some way. Like, every time you go to the gym, right, you get to have a little treat. Like, make sure that the treat is healthy and that it's something beneficial to your workouts. Like, every time you go to the gym, you get to enjoy a protein bar. Because protein bars do taste really good. There's some that taste amazing. Or some sort of reward for doing the positive thing. And over time, you're going to keep doing the positive thing. And making your reward, you know, special. Like, spice it up a bit. So just find work for you in that aspect. Because If you don't, and you're medically overweight, that's when you get into things like heart conditions, lung conditions, gum disease, all that sort. Because, you also got to take care of, washing up, brushing the teeth, those things. If you're medically underweight, that's when you get into stuff like your body starts like falling apart. Like, you're really like starving. Like, not, oh, I'm so hungry, I'm starving. No, I mean like starving. Like, your stomach touching your back type starving. Next up, we have the money. Now, finding a way with money is, out of all of these, it's the simplest. Out of all the things I have written down here, it would be the simplest. At least in my opinion. Apply for jobs. Get a hobby that makes you money. Like, it might be yard work. Like, you do yard work for people. For like $10, I'll cut your grass. Stuff like that. Or you sell stuff. Like, you got a bunch of stuff you don't use anymore, sell it. You have, you're spending too much money, not making enough, okay. Start finding what you don't need to be spending on and cut down on it. Like, instead of buying a new game every month, maybe buy a new game like every 3 months, every 2 months. You're going to save a lot of money. Now, ironically, as it is the simplest, depending on your circumstance, it can also be the hardest. Like, if you need a lot of money, like, let's say you need money for, like, heart surgery. You need hundreds of thousands of dollars. Tens of thousands of dollars. Whatever your circumstance is, if you got insurance or not. That's something where, like, that amount of money becomes very difficult. Unless you're taking out, like, bank loan, but then you got to pay that off, and then there's interest, and yada, yada, yada. But if it's something like, oh, I need $50. All right, yard work. I need $200. Apply for a job. I need $1,000. Now, you might want to ask some family, like, hey, can you help me out with this? I'll pay you back once I got the money. Whatever your situation is, there's money to be made. Like, there is so much money to be made. Find what you're good at. Find a way to make money off that. And bada bing, bada boom. It's not overnight. It's a lot easier said than done. But in theory, it's one of the easiest of the things I've written out here. Next up, we got relationships. Finding a way in relationships. This applies romantically, this applies family, and this applies friends-wise. And I'm going to go through the list. Starting with romantic. Alright, you want you a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband. Nowadays, if you live in like a Western country like America, Europe, well, Europe is a continent, not a country, but all the areas in there, Canada, these type places, people are on their phones so much that it's not like back in the 90s and the 80s or even the early 2000s when you could go outside and, you had kids your age or adults your age, out at the movie theaters, the bars, the clubs, and you could just go up and say, hey, my name's Lawrence. Oh, hi, my name's Sophia. I like to make art. What do you like to do? It's not really like that anymore. So, in that regard, it's a lot tougher than it used to be. But it's still possible. Like, for me, I've gotten plenty of relationships off of going up to somebody on the street and being like, oh, hey, I like your outfit. My name's Lawrence. What about you? Oh, hey, Lawrence. Nice to meet you. My name's Rebecca, Sophia, whatever. So it is definitely possible. Now, there's also the argument to be made, and it's completely valid, that modern dating standards are so messed up that if you're an average guy, it really doesn't work for you. Like, it's very hard for like a actual average modern day guy to get a healthy and proper relationship. Big part of that is, the social media, And the fact that now it's like the dating market is worldwide. Like, you're not just competing with, oh, the dudes at your school or the dudes in your city. No, you're competing with the whole world pretty much. And the more you're on the phone, or the more that if you're a girl watching this who likes guys, or you're a guy watching this who likes guys, or whatever your sexuality and orientation may be, we're fully inclusive. We fully love each and every one of you. But the dating market is worldwide. So being actual average nowadays is like, you're really doing... An average guy nowadays really doesn't do anything with his life. An average girl nowadays really doesn't do anything with her life. So, in regards to the romantic aspect, build yourself up, such as, getting in shape, getting mentally there, social skills, etc. And even then, it's like, some people are really on just like, oh, I must have someone who is 6'3". I must have a guy making this money. I must have this body, this race, this shape, this, etc., etc. So, you just gotta find who likes you. You gotta find who likes you. Some girls like real big dudes. They like them big boys. They like 200-300 pound men. Some girls like that. Now, not the minority, but it's out there. You can find it. Some girls like short dudes. Like, some girls really do like dudes who are really short. That's out there. Some girls like tall, black, white, Mexican, Asian, Hispanic, everything in between. There's somebody for everybody, pretty much. Now, yes, some people are going to have a lot more success than others, but there is always someone for someone, as long as you're not, like, just diabolical. As long as you're not diabolical, there's someone for you. In regards to the friends, same thing pretty much applies. Like, you want to have friends who are near you, like people you know in person, right? Like, go outside, it's so many places you can meet people. If, let's say you're a teenager, you're in school, you got people in school. Let's say, high school, college, after that, your job. Plenty of people to meet at your job. Especially if you work somewhere where you can socialize. And these kind of socializing jobs are things like sales, marketing, accountants, lawyers, doctors, nurse, home health aide, car salesman, auto shop repair, house painting, landscaping, even a funeral director. There's so many jobs where you can socialize with people, and if you build up those people skills, you can, make friends like that, like at the job, at the school, etc. Now, relationship with family, it's gonna be tough. In all of these, what I'm about to say right now applies to your relationships, your romantic, your friends, and your family. You're not going to be happy around them all the time. They're not going to be magical. They're not going to be perfect all the time. There's going to be times when you make them mad. There's going to be times when they make you mad. So you really got to just be understanding and aware of the fact that, hey, we are who we are. We are people. We are flawed by nature. We are not perfect. I have my issues. You have your issues. But with family, you don't get to choose who you're related to, but you get to choose who you're related to that you associate with. Like for me, I have tons of family who I do not speak to. Under any condition, I do not speak to these people. Unless I see you on the street and you say hi to me, you acknowledge me first or something, I do not speak to a lot of them. And yeah, I have my reason for that. But I'm not going to share that out here publicly. That's my business. That's private family business. But I have a lot of family who I don't speak to for reasons. I have other family I just don't speak to because we're just not like that. We're just not that close. We are on a when I see you basis. We are on a no hard feelings, no hatred, but when I see you, I will speak to you. If I don't see you, I will not speak to you. That's how it is. So, what I say this is, you get to choose who you hang around. If you don't like people for whatever reason, you don't gotta hang around them unless you live with them. Like if I gotta wake up every day and see your face, that's different. But if I don't live with you, I don't work with you, I don't have class with you, I don't have business with you, then I just don't have to be around you. I get to choose. I don't get to choose my family, but I get to choose who in my family I am close with, who I associate with, who I am family with, in the sense of the community, in the sense of the engagement, in the sense of the rapport. I am always related to you, but I am not your family, if that makes sense. Because in my head, that makes sense. But if it doesn't, drop me a comment on that part, and I can explain it to you in a way that might be a little more clear if that wasn't. Next up, we have finding a way in school. Finding a way in school kind of falls into the category of, let's say you got a teacher you don't like. Like, oh my gosh, I hate how he, she, they are always on me. Like, I hate how, I can do one wrong thing, and now they're like, Lawrence, why'd you do this? Whereas it's all these other kids on their phone, it's all these other kids doing this, it's all these other kids doing that. But you keep coming at me? What you got with me? So, finding a way in that aspect is really just finding a way to tolerate them. I only gotta give you this 1 year, these 4 years, and then I don't gotta see your face ever again. I don't even have to see your face on the weekend. I don't have to see your face on the summer, the breaks, the winter breaks, the spring breaks. I don't have to live with you. I don't have to see your face. But I have to tolerate you. So in finding a way in that aspect, you just gotta find a way to tolerate them. You don't gotta like them. You don't gotta go, hi, good morning. How's your day going? You don't gotta do all that. You just gotta find a way to tolerate them. Because if you can tolerate them, you gotta give them that 45 minutes every day, Monday through Friday, and you are good. I don't gotta be best buds. I just gotta tolerate you. Another aspect would be finding a way to get stuff done. Like finding a way to get your project done, to get your classwork done, to get your schoolwork done. And I mean, yeah, this is something I struggle with too, because sometimes I'm like, I just really, really don't want to do this. Like, the simple act of doing this thing bores me so much I fall asleep halfway through the first part of it. And these things, you just gotta find a way to keep yourself up. Like, if you gotta stand up while you work, do it. If you gotta, if you gotta stand up in class to not fall asleep, ask the teacher like, yo, can I just stand up because I'm not trying to fall asleep in here? Like, I don't like the class, but I gotta pass it. Okay, I gotta pass this class. You mind if I stand up? I'm not gonna bother nobody. I'm gonna just stand up quietly so I don't fall asleep in here. More than likely, they'll say yes. But you just gotta find a way that works for you. If you don't like people at school, just find a way to ignore them, tolerate them, or if it's real bad, just tell them like, yo, keep your mouth shut or whatever it is that they doing. Because, like I said, after school, you don't gotta see their face, you don't gotta talk to them, you don't gotta be best buds with them, you don't gotta live with them. After y'all breaks, like on the weekends, you don't even gotta see them 24 hours a day. The summer break, you don't gotta see them for months. Winter break, you don't gotta see them from December, whenever you get off, December 20th to January 3rd. I'm pretty sure that's how long mine was. The food, you don't like the school food, oh my gosh, this cafeteria food is so nasty, this burnt pizza, this brick, this, oh my gosh, nasty. Pack your own lunch. If you can't afford to pack your own lunch, then, just find a way to swallow that food down. It's food. It ain't good. It ain't good for you, but it is food. And finally, we have day-to-day life. Finding a way to cope with, to work through, the little stuff like, man, I don't feel like getting out of bed today. Man, I don't feel like going to work today. Man, I don't feel like, doing the dishes, taking out the trash. Um, I don't feel like talking to nobody today. Stuff like that. Finding a way to achieve these things, that's the backbone of everything else. Like, if you can't find a way to clean your house, whether it be you gotta reward yourself with it, whether it be you gotta have somebody on the phone help, like, talking you through it, whether it be you need some help, like, physically cleaning it up. Regardless, you gotta find a way, because a dirty environment leads to a dirty mind, and this all comes full circle. If the house is dirty, and you see dirt, and you live in dirt, and you smell dirt, and you breathe dirt, it leads to the mental of being dirt. The mental becomes dirt, would then make the physical become dirt, would make the relationship become dirt, would make the school life become dirt, which makes you feel like a failure because you got an F on the test, which leads to the day-to-day life becoming dirt, and it all comes full circle. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you got value from this video. And I hope that you have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. And another thing that I would like to mention is, recently I put my Cash App into my YouTube description. So I'm not saying you have to, I'm just saying I would highly appreciate it if, you donate a little bit, like $1, $2, whatever it is that you want to give. It would very much go towards, helping to support me in the aspect of I'm trying to publish a book, and it ain't cheap. I'm going to be honest with y'all. It is not cheap to do that. So your little $5, $2, $1, it's very appreciated. It also goes towards, helping me to take care of my pets, because I have 3 turtles and a guinea pig. All of which, I buy their own food. I buy their own, toys, their litter, etc. So it will very much be appreciated. I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day. And always remember, find a way. Find a way. Never give up. Never, ever give up. There's always a reason. There's always a way. There's always a light at the tunnel. And it is something I have learned as well throughout my life. But we're going to get into that in a different video. We're going to really get into that in a different video. I hope you all have a lovely day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.